Austria, traditional home of many great things. Apple strudel, Mozart, Niki Lauda. Oh, and of course, one of the finest high-speed racetracks on the planet. We're right in the thick of the season now, and the championship battle is hotting up. But if there's any race that stands to rip up the form book, it's this one. The Red Bull Ring then, 700 metres above sea level. This tough circuit may only have 9 corners, but they're fast and they're bumpy. It's a true test for any racing driver. We have 2 DRS zones, and watch out for overtakes into turn 2 as the uphill entry helps those trying to be the last of the late breakers steam up the inside. Anthony Davidson joins me to talk you through the action here today at what is quite an unusual racetrack, wouldn't you say, Ant?
Yeah, it's quite an odd layout around here. The thing about Austria is that it's a harder circuit to master than what really meets the eye. On top of that, it's a low grip surface, and that means that your small mistakes end up being punished, and it's very easy to slide wide into the runoff area and lose a huge chunk of time. Luckily, because it's such a short circuit though, you have plenty of opportunities to perfect the lap.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Sauber in pole position then, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, and Raikkonen, Rosberg, Bottas, Hülkenberg, and Felipe Massa, Perez, Ericsson, Romain Grosjean, and Button, Sainz, Wehrlein, Fernando Alonso, and Rio Haryanto, Palmer and Gutierrez, Kevin Magnussen, and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
What is up, weekend people? Welcome back to F1 2016 Super Fun Time action. Last time out, we didn't even have to stand up to pull pole position out of our arse. Unfortunately, things have gone a bit tits skyward. It is now raining, and my setup was crap to begin with because I rushed to get the video out rather than actually doing any practice and setup work, and the setup was a little understeery. It was a little lacking in grip. It wasn't holding the road particularly well, and I don't expect buckets of water on the circuit to help that situation very much. We are aiming for a one-stop run, although the forecasters say it's going to stop raining, then resume raining, and then stop raining again, so I'm guessing we're going to end up two-stopping at least. But let's see, we'll start with this strategy, and then I'm sure Jeff will offer us something. I'm going to get straight into it, because, you know, it has to be done. Trust Max Verstappen to jump the start.
Let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
I think we would have been through all the gears by now, Jeff. I don't want to get smashed into by Max, but no doubt I will. I think you'll find I'm on pole position. You gibbon. Thank you. See, I like being on pole simply. This is the first time I've been on pole in this game actually, but I like being on pole simply on the basis that I don't have to worry about smashing into the back of somebody else. I now have to worry about someone smashing into the back of me, which is far less likely to happen. To be honest, the car doesn't feel terrible, but again, I'm not driving at race pace, so who even knows how it's going to be once the race begins. And of course, the AI have had a history in the last 2 games of just spearing you off. In fact, this season actually, you'll recall, was it Russia? It was somewhere. Wow, I've really pulled out a gap there that I don't want to be doing. Otherwise my tyres will just cool off completely. I think it was Russia, where I was driving in a straight line, Sebastian Vettel was driving in a straight line just faster, and rather than moving around me, he just drove into the back and speared me into the barrier. That could happen very, very easily. Particularly I've got Verstappen next to line, and AI Max Verstappen is exactly like Max Verstappen. Let's just see how we get on. I mean, these cars are undoubtedly faster than me, and particularly in wet weather conditions, I suspect they might be faster than me. But we shall see what we can achieve, how big the accident that inevitably takes us out of the race will be. However, that said, if I get a good result here, it will cement us in a very strong 4th position in the Drivers' Championship, which didn't look likely to happen at the start. And of course, we're only halfway through the season, but it's encouraging. Now I have to shut up, try not to have an accident. Yeah, there he goes. I knew I was going to lose out to him off the line. Oh, the wide line round him. And I got better traction out of that corner as well. I'm going to be looking behind me a lot at the moment because I need to see if someone's going to just twat me off. Brake nice and early. Still turning under braking, which isn't cool. But that bunched the field up a little bit, so maybe they'll fight with each other and let me get on with it. I hope all of you are well. I'm making this video as it's right after the Motorsport Manager episode that should just have gone up, in which we talked primarily about my new cleaning lady. Don't put tyres on this then, that's very stupid. After this, there will be some Grand Prix World, which should go up on Sunday, is my intention, and that should put us back on track with all 3 of the major playthroughs, which is exciting for me indeed. I was worried that I'd fallen into this trap of just not being able to make videos anymore, and I didn't want to have to basically abandon the channel. But things panning out as they have, at least this weekend, I've got plenty of capacity to put together some content, and that's good. I've missed you guys. It's very cathartic for me to sit here and just talk to you without you being able to talk back and disagree with me and belittle my opinions and whatever it is we do on the internet to each other these days. It's nice. I'm not making as many stupid mistakes in the wet as I was in the dry. And I realise now that I should say that on lap 2 of 36, because that means I'm about to make, within the next few laps, a really stupid mistake that may even be terminal. So what else is going on? Aside from the cleaning lady, tomorrow night I am going to Red Bull Night of the Jumps. So I may even take some video for you guys and slot it into one of the episodes. But that's the I'm not a huge motorbike fan or anything, but it's those events with essentially, I guess, motocross bikes. Forgive me if the terminology is wrong. Jumping off crazy ramps and getting big air and all the stuff that 90s snowboard films would reference, and it does look very, very cool. I actually watched an event a few months ago streamed online. Now the stream went down just before the event I tuned in to watch. Wow, that was accidental. I didn't actually mean for that to happen, but whatever. I'm building up a massive gap now to Verstappen. I guess what I thought might happen is happening, and they're sort of fighting each other for position, and that enables me to just plough on. I'm going to pull out as big a gap as I can, because it'll only take one mistake for me to completely fluff it. Yeah, I watched Night of the Jumps online. The stream was like super unreliable. It was not an easy viewing experience, if I'm honest, and the overall presentation wasn't fantastic, but the event itself looked like a lot of fun, and I got tickets for free, so the price is right. So I'll let you know how I get on there, but what I remember seeing on the stream was there was a guy who was going to do a backflip in a buggy. So he lined it up to go and hit the ramp, and a few times he drove up to it, he climbed the ramp, got to the end of the ramp and chickened out and sort of back down again, and I guess maybe he was trying to test grip levels or something, or he was just, you know, pooing in his pants and trying to look like he wasn't. But he had a button on the wheel, right, and obviously like with a motorcycle, you sort of shift your body weight and the whole thing kind of just rotates around you. You kind of pivot it. You can't do that in a car. So we had a button that fired rockets to sort of spin him around. And when I sort of belittle him a little bit for sort of looking a bit chicken, I have to say I can understand where he was coming from. To drive full speed at a ramp and then at the last minute to hit a button that's going to fire rockets that will spin you hope, vertically, that takes some nudges of steel. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing that happen. I hope they repeat it, because I missed it on the stream. I saw his last run up, and then the stream cut out, and then it showed adverts at me, and then and then I saw him getting like rapturous applause from a bunch of Austrians. I'm sure in the flesh, actually, it could be very, very interesting. So I will keep you guys posted on that. Obviously, we have, I believe we spoke about it in qualifying, but we have lost mana, which isn't great. I am curious as to who it was who was interested in buying them. Are you sure about that, Jeff? I'm not entirely convinced. The track doesn't feel fantastic right now. If anything, it's starting to feel worse, but I wonder if that's because I'm on Inters on a supposedly drying track, although I don't know how it's drying when the rain is still falling. Verstappen and Ricciardo continue to hold on to second and third position. They're of little consequence to us because we are aiming at least to pull out a gap. This time we didn't even wide at this corner.
Eased off for the time being, but we've still got a lot of standing water out there. We're happy for you to stay out on the Inters for now.
Well, that's very generous of you, Jeff. Thank you very much. Yeah, the rumour was that Ron Dennis was looking at buying Mana, presumably to resurrect Project 4 Racing, which incidentally, McLaren Project 4, that is no longer a thing, so next season's car will not be an MP4 designation. I believe it's MCL 320 or MCL 32, one or the other. So they really are taking a complete departure from old McLaren to new McLaren. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for a papaya orange car, which I think they should have done years ago. I'm excited for seeing how Honda have been able to build on the progress they made year on year between 15 and 16. And I'm super excited to see how the Stoff does against Alonso. I'm actually, you know, I'm a big, I'm more of a team fan than a driver fan in Formula 1. I always have been. But I'm starting to develop a real affection for McLaren that I've never had when they were successful. And now, I think going into this year, they may be the team that I'm sort of giving the most love to, alongside my beloved Sauber. Who also, I've got high hopes for Sauber this year. At least aerodynamically, I know they've committed to an old engine, and we saw that did Toro Rosso no favours. But I'm hoping that they can at least take a significant and noticeable step forward with the chassis coming into the season that they can build on next year with hopefully an up-to-date engine. Wow, this car is not old at all. I'm off. You can hear for yourselves how often I'm off the power, but it's not encouraging. I'm really surprised I'm pulling out this gap, actually. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, I'll take points. I'm not saying I want to surrender the points, but it feels a bit too easy. Right, let's get a feel for things. When are we coming in, do I think? Don't know, it's kind of hard to tell in this game, to be honest. It could be 3 laps, it could be 15 laps. It's really hard to know.
Distance to teammate, 25.2 seconds.
Yeah, eat it, Swedish boy. Tell you what I picked up again this week. I took a bit of time midweek. I recorded a video for you and then wasn't happy with it, so you haven't seen it. But I got back into Crusader Kings 2. There's actually a new expansion coming for that. Yet another one. And I know people always whinge at them for the constant expansions that come out for these games, but but the thing is about those Paradox Grand Strategy games is that I don't think you can't consider them a money grab, the DLCs, because you get a feature complete game to begin with, and there is a respectful amount of time between releases. I mean, Crusader Kings 2 is getting on now. It's quite an old game, to be honest, you know, comparatively speaking. So the fact it's still being supported shows what a great game it is, and the benefits when DLC is done correctly, how it can actually benefit things. And I still recommend that game to absolutely everybody. It's got that, the same thing Stellaris has. It's got that sort of great Paradox quality, which is it's deep and complex without being overwhelmingly fiddly or hard to absorb. It's one of those easy to learn, difficult to master kind of things, and I've got a lot of love for games that do that well. Speaking of games that do that well, Stellaris, which you guys know I absolutely freaking adore that game. It's up there. It's one of my favourite games of all time. That is also getting another new expansion. Now, this one's the first major expansion, so the first proper DLC expansion pack rather than DLC content packs, I suppose you would call them. And it adds in a whole bunch of stuff. I nearly killed my race there. That really would have been terminal if I hadn't have caught that. It just goes to show what happens when you're talking about something else, and then your mind wanders, and so does the car, and you get some. It's probably I'm riding the curbs. I'm doing the Mika Hakkinen dance. I'm a notorious curb rider. You guys will know that better than anyone. And in this game, riding the curbs, particularly in the wet, is sort of a pretty risky pastime, actually. But I do believe it gives you such a speed advantage through the corners, which you're seeing compared to Verstappen right now. It feels worth doing. Like there, I almost lost it again, but I still think ultimately I'll be faster than if I just cautiously braked and tiptoed round. I'm going to say 1 to 2 laps, and then we're going to be coming in for tyres. Maybe even sooner than that. Actually, yes, I'm coming in now.
Marcus is in the pits. We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
Change.
Confirmed.
I completely fluffed that corner because I tried to speak at the same time as brake, and it doesn't work because I use the same finger for both. To be honest though, I don't feel super slow on these tyres, but they are starting to feel a little bit sluggish. Yeah, I need to come off them or else I'm going to bin it.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
That was a terrible pit entry. I must have lost about 5 seconds there. I hope you're putting me on good tyres, Jeff. I didn't see.
Complete, go now.
Not the tyres I wanted, but whatever.
We'll be doing one more stop today. 1 stop left in our strategy. Alright then, some information on Massa. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Okay, so all the cars ahead of me... Oh, Verstappen's gone on super softs, which is the tyres I wanted. Thanks, Jeff, you dick. I've got a feeling he might be quite dangerous on those super softs, but we'll see how we get on. Everyone in front of me is on Inters, so I should be able to completely blitz past them at this point. Again, poor Raikkonen. Vettel gets favourable treatment as ever. Lol. Don't think this is really an overtaking corner, Ben. We did it anyway. I just don't want to get caught in traffic too much because Verstappen is on the racy tyre.
Caution, caution, yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone. Be careful until you see the greens.
I wonder who's gone off. Oh, yeah. Why isn't there a safety car if he's in the middle of the track? This game does confuse me sometimes. It does seem... It's so good, but they still have these quirky little bugs that you think after so many iterations of the game they would have worked out by now. Fastest lap for
So the gap to our
Bottas.
teammate is 30.7 seconds.
Yeah, Verstappen is closing the gap, I can see it. I guess all we can do is just sort of push, get the maximum life out of these tyres that we can. So it's that usual balancing act between absolutely ragging the tyres to rubbery little shreds and being fast across a full stint. 3.8 seconds improvement in Sector 2, that's encouraging. Dodgy line into that corner there, but you know what, I can live with it. I really should have been on the super softs though. I'm annoyed that the AI did that to me because I know I could have overridden it if I'd paid attention.
Keep this up.
But paying attention and me are not friends, and given that we expect rain again before the end of the session, that means I'm going to be on the slower of the dry compounds during the only dry stint of the race, potentially. I mean, I know the sun comes out at the end of the session, but you never know if the track's actually dry by then.
Okay, we don't think we're far away from some rain. I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
Yep, there it is. So I'm guessing I'll have to stop again once the rain hits, and then maybe I'll have to stop a third time once the rain passes again. It doesn't look like it's full wet at least, which is something, because that is definitely something I struggle with. Excuse me. Slight improvement again, but not the fastest lap of the race apparently. Verstappen's closed the gap to 8.2 seconds and seems to be closing it even... Yeah, wow, he was like a second and a half faster than my best lap there. Ricciardo too. But I guess that's just the track switched modes during their final stint. Sorry, final sector. But I'd already crossed the line at that point, so hopefully I go fastest again this lap. And the track feels like it's at, if not peak dryness, the dryness setting for overcast. So I don't think it's going to dry out any further. Like an asshole. Come on, fastest lap please. No, it wasn't. Ricciardo and Verstappen were both faster again that lap. That's unfortunate. Still, I shouldn't shirk a 7.7 second lead. Vettel goes even faster again.
Has just posted the fastest lap of the race so far.
But a lot of that difference could be made up with being on the super softs, to be honest. This lap will be slower thanks to me flipping that corner completely. Let's take a look how our tyre life is. Pretty excellent actually. And we look good on the old temperatures, so that's something at least. When's the next stop? I can turn the fuel up actually. 26 to 33 is the next pit window. It's just started to rain. I'm seeing a few little droplets.
Okay, be careful on those slicks. These conditions are making the line a bit greasy, but we're still nowhere near the changeover point.
It's funny, as soon as you say that, Jeff, I feel it, and I don't know if that's actually like just bad game design or if it's like a placebo effect. Actually, nocebo effect. That's the correct term. Wow, Vettel got past Ricciardo on the harder compound tyre and set the fastest lap on the harder compound tyre. That's concerning. Because if he's on the same tyres as me, but he's half a second faster, that means I am dragging my arse. That chiming you hear is because Windows 10 is connected to my Instagram account, which I always said I'd never have because it's teenage girls. But I had to get it for work, and now, and I don't work in social media. Before anyone thinks that, it was just there was like a. It's hard to explain, but basically I needed it. And then the habit is that once you start using it, it does suck you in a little bit. Like for me, I use it as like a catalogue of things done. So, you know, when you sort of think, God, I'm old and boring and I never do anything, well, then you just look at your Instagram account and see, actually, no, I did X, Y, and Z, and it's cool. It's a good sort of backup for your favourite photos as well. And the problem is now it's connected to my Windows 10 account. Every time someone likes something or follows me or does whatever, it makes that stupid chiming noise, and I'm too lazy to go into the notification center and disable it. So, I also want to ask you guys something. And it's not channel related this time, so I want to know if any of you guys have a Vector smartwatch, or have tried one, or know anyone who has one. Because I'm really thinking of picking one up. I'm restricted because I use a Windows phone, and I'm not embarrassed about it. I think they're pretty great, actually. But there's very few smart watches that work with Windows Phone. And I like the look of the Vector stuff. I just don't know if it's worth the price. So if anyone has one, or knows someone who has one, or has been near one ever, or has, like, you know, seen one in a magazine, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. I mean, anyone who's got any sort of advice as to whether it's a smart purchase or not, I would absolutely love to hear that. And of course, if I do buy one, I'll be sure to let you guys know how I got on with it. The thing is, I'm reluctant because I've already bought another watch, but it's not an everyday watch. It's one of those like defining things for me about being.
There's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current
Yeah, it feels like it's time, Jeff. Change.
Got that confirmed?
Yeah, it does feel time for the Inters, Jeff. It does. I'm going to lose time on this lap. I can see Verstappen's already stopped. But yeah, it's alright. he might get the undercut on me, but if it dries out again later, we'll try and undercut him. Yeah, so I bought a Casio Edifice watch, which they used to sponsor Red Bull, they now sponsor Toro Rosso. And my watch is actually a Toro Rosso special edition. And it's super nice, but it's a mechanical watch, and it's not something that you should be wearing every day. You know, you want to keep it nice and not crash your car into a barrier in wet conditions. Yeah, wow, I'm losing a whole shitload of time here. I should have pitted. I felt it as soon as I came out of the final corner. And by then it was too late to turn, but I still will endlessly blame myself. Yeah, the car's veering wildly. This is going to be another slow pit entry.
It's borderline, but if I were you, I'd come in and change tyres. I'm just not sure we're on the right ones for the conditions anymore.
We're definitely not, Jeff, and I'm going to take this opportunity to drink some cherry cola. At least Verstappen has to stop. Oh, actually, I pulled out a gap on him. Apparently I'm... What? What? You what? Why has that happened? Why has that happened? That is super not cool.
Other teams are fitting intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering changing your...
Box this lap.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Intermediate tyres, you cretin.
Copy that. Say that again, we're having trouble
Intermediate.
receiving. Understood, copy that.
I have no idea what he copied there. Well, that's our race win gone, guys, I'm afraid. Because I don't think we'll make up the difference. Intermediate tyres.
Okay, fitting intermediate tyres next.
Oh, goddamn. That's not good. Yep, there they all go. Watch them drive past me now. God damn it. I'm really annoyed about that. I'm actually seething. I'm actually seething. The same episode I was already talking about deficiencies with the game and bugs, and that is definitely one of them. Alright, we have to super push now. I want that win. I want it. I was faster than everybody, so maybe we can do something here. Not like that, we can't though. The car suddenly feels a lot worse as well. It's really not handling as sweetly as it was on the last set of Inters. Don't know what happened there. No idea. But anyway, it's a it's a nice sort of wear it with a suit kind of watch, and I don't want to scratch it up every day. And I don't like the full featured smartwatches. I think they're pretty stupid. But something that just, I can glance at for weather, and I can glance at to read a text message. Like, not something I want apps on or anything, because I think that's stupid. You've got a phone in your pocket. But, just sort of a quick glance at notifications, I think that is where a smartwatch makes sense. And the Vector seems to offer all that, so I'm sort of thinking of it as like an everyday watch. But you know how it is with technology, particularly pricey, fancy, small, gadgety technology. It's very easy to make a bad purchase decision. So if anyone's got any feedback, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, that's our race completely knackered, I think. I don't think I'm going to get past... I don't think I'm going to get past everybody. I wasn't even sure I was going to get past Raikkonen there. Let's not put our wheels on the grass again, because that almost killed us 3 or 4 times now. Rosberg up ahead. And then the other guys are well up the road. But they are running all together. That Mercedes is so fast, it really is. And again, I suppose I should be happy about this, because you know how uncomfortable winning makes me, particularly in a maiden season. So really, I shouldn't be bitching. I mean, I'm going to anyway, but I shouldn't be. What I need now is for it to rain through to the end of the session. I can't afford another tyre change. And now I can't trust the AI to put me on the appropriate tyres. That means I have to remember to use the stupid voice control system. Speaking of which, talk more.
We don't currently have the data for that request.
God damn it. Cody's, come on. Not only did he hear the wrong thing, but he didn't have an answer anyway. You should be able to fire him. They should give you... They should sell engineer packs as DLC. I'd buy the fuck out of that. You know, just get someone else to record the lines. I want to have the ability to pretend to fire a non-existent engineer who annoys me. Talk more.
We don't have the data for that, I'm afraid.
More updates.
Copy that.
Full race update.
P6, we have P6. Rosberg ahead. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh inters. Okay, the gap behind is 3.4 seconds. They're on fresh inters. Look after these tyres now. We want to
I
finish the
forced
race
him
on this
wide.
compound. 15 laps still remaining.
Okay, we have 15 laps to catch the cars up ahead of us. We might actually do it. We might actually do it. I still think Verstappen's probably got the win in the bag, but these two are running quite close together, which is good. Hopefully we can go double bubble. And pending any disaster, this could turn out to be our Jenson Button Canada 2011 moment, which is still one of my favourite races to watch back, by the way. If you ever doubted how truly great Jenson Button is, you should go and watch that race and then come back and tell me he's not a worthy world champion, because you're wrong. You're provably wrong. Come on, car, come on. 13 laps remain. We are P5 and lapping faster than everyone in front of us, it seems. We do seem to be faster in wet conditions. If it dries out again, then we're going to suffer, because we are not faster in dry conditions. We know that. We're about half a second slower than the Ferraris, Red Bulls and Mercedes, even when we're pushing. So I really need this rain to continue so I can get past everyone before the pit stops. Or the checkered flag, whichever comes first. Come on, get round. This car does handle like a dog, though. It really does. Incidentally, you will have missed it because it will be cut out in the edit, but we have a fuel injection upgrade coming for the next Grand Prix. It improves fuel efficiency, which is not something we necessarily need to improve, but I felt we should continually upgrade the car. Speaking of which, why not turn the fuel mixture up to help me get past these cars? Oh, better going for the overtake. That could help me out massively a few corners from now. So boys, fight. Slow each other down. Side by side, all the way down. No, Ricciardo holds on. I really want him to win a championship this year, because we know Verstappen's going to win every championship into perpetuity once he starts, so come on, get out of my way. That was a buttock clencher. If I stood up and walked away now, my chair would come with me. For a second there, I thought he was coming into the pits. The rain does feel like it's getting heavier, actually. Weather update?
Rain to stop within 2 minutes' time.
Jesus, fuck. We should get past Ricciardo, because he'll be staying out. If we can get on the podium, I suppose I shouldn't be too disappointed, but I'm going to be. That was a bad line to that corner, no wonder he came out ahead of me. But we didn't have an accident, which was my main concern. Getting kicked out a bit there. Right, Hamilton up next. We're looking at 4, maybe 5 laps, I guess, remaining on this compound of tyres, so we should make these laps count. Again though, getting past the Mercedes in any condition is really difficult.
It's going to take a while to clear the standing water off the line. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet.
Well, I'm not, because probably when I come in for slicks, you're going to stick on a set of full wets. That's the precedent that's been set now, Jack. Oh no, leave me alone. Come on guys, fight. Yeah, it already is starting to dry out. The AI are getting a lot faster. Still hate that corner with a passion. I think 3rd is the best we can hope for now, people. I don't see us catching Hamilton. No, maybe he was quite slow out of that corner. Stay off the grass a bit. I'm just constantly fighting to get back on the throttle so I can actually catch this guy. How much faster he was out of those corners than us, because he can just hold the corner and accelerate at the same time. Then again, he is the lead Mercedes. Maybe it's better to stay behind him and just see when he picks.
Excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Thanks for the reminder, Jeff. I've just done that very thing. Our tyres are running a little bit cool. No wonder the car's handling so poorly. Gained a little bit on him there, but his acceleration is just so superior to ours.
The tyre situation
And top
is
speed,
an
of course.
interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
I still don't trust you, Jeff. Shit. That could have been a lot worse than it was. Look at that, full lock, off the throttle, and the car just aquaplanes in a straight line. What is going on? Super soft.
Copy that. Super softs for next box. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
Super softs, come on. Give me the super softs, Jeff. I think we may have actually timed that really perfectly.
Exit now.
We're still on target for what we need to do. Everyone else has to stop ahead of us. So hopefully the track is dry enough for me to get the most out of these tyres, but if not, we'll just creep around, and then we've already got the stop out of the way, and we should be in a good position. DRS is enabled, so I think it's right that we're on the super softs a little early.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Right, I'm going to
Marcus is pitting now. Marcus is in the pits.
crank it up for our outlap and see if we can't undercut some motherfuckers. Since overtaking them is so obviously dangerous, locking wings with Ricciardo more than once this Grand Prix is enough for me. Have they actually stopped? It doesn't look like it. No, they've stayed out, those crazy bastards. Oh no, here they are. Wow, we're only getting 3 places, really? Come on, recover for the win. Come on. Hamilton got out ahead of me, but he's on the slower compound. Right, we're a little underfueled, so I'll have to try and claw some of that back once we hopefully get into first position. I'm not on the podium as yet, but there is still cars ahead of us to stop, so we should recover that pretty quickly. And I'm going to go very quiet now because I need to put together strong laps to get round everyone, but I think it's not impossible for me to turn this around.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Man, I'd kill to be able to run rich fuel mixture right now, but we're inching teensy bit closer each time, but I don't think there's enough laps left to make this work. So I think it's going to be a podium finish for us, which, you know, we shouldn't complain about, but I'm going to. I'm going to, because we should be winning. We should have won this Grand Prix. Look at how he pulls away. I'm never going to close that gap. How am I doing on fuel? As if I want to know. Slowly clawing it back. Still underfueled. But we can pull it back. Yeah, I think we've done all we can. Still not in DRS range. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix though, which is encouraging. Oh, well, albeit briefly. Oh, silence, Instagram. I'm sorry guys, I know I've stopped sort of presenting the video to you right now, but I hope this is entertaining, but I really want to win this race. And I feel like it should be possible. Tell you what, I'm massive with Russians on Instagram. I'm just constantly getting updates from Russian people who are following or like stuff, and I don't know what I've done. Full race update.
Have P3, Hamilton ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 1.5 seconds. They're on fresh softs. The gap behind us is 4.7 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Just 3 laps to go now. 3 laps.
Look at how he pulls away. Come on. At least I know now we're not going to run out of fuel, which is something. My palms are sweaty now, though. We're getting into serious territory. I'm having to race super hard to catch him. And every little mistake like that, I see him just pulling a little bit further away. think he's further away this lap than he was last lap. Oh, thank you, K-Mags. Thank you, K-Mags. Okay, just for steps to go, but only one lap to do it in. I don't think we're going to do it, but it means my prediction was right for once.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Yeah, Verstappen's got it in the bag. All because of that stupid pit mistake. Which, by the way, I still refuse to take responsibility for. That's all on Jeff, as far as I'm concerned. All on Jeff.
We shouldn't see any rain, but if a storm front does appear, then we'll let you know.
Come on. He is getting caught in traffic. So am I. Do you know, if I hadn't have fluffed up there was a chance I could maybe have been within face stroking distance by exit at the final corner, but no, it's all over. Still, it's a good result. It's an okay result, I suppose, but I am disappointed.
Great work. Well done. We're really happy with the podium here.
Whew. I can breathe again now. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video, even though there was very little talking in it.
Brilliant stuff.
Let's
from
go
Red
over
Bull
to
today.
Crofty.
What a superb victory. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And I can see now the drivers are making their way out. We need Red Bull fighting at the front. They do an incredible amount for Formula One. And that's another winner's trophy heading back to Milton Keynes. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'm giving driver of the day to Rio Haryanto. He's pushed and he's found some fantastic performance. He was an absolute pleasure to watch today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
Hi, I've got something you'll be interested in. Those performance upgrades we discussed after the last race. They're on the car and the data looks promising. Take a look at the details.